Welcome back to our series of getting ready for Shavuot. I guess probably one of the most famous sayings in Torah dealing with Matan Torah is a very famous saying of Nasev and Nishma. And everybody is obviously bothered by Nasev and Nishma because even though it sounds very nice, but Lamaisa, it doesn't really make sense. You know, how am I going to do Naseh? How am I going to know what to do without learning? You know, God says tefillin. Okay, God, tefillin, Naseh. Well, how do I do tefillin, God? I have to learn in order to do the Naseh. I need to do the Nishma. The Nishma represents the learning. I have to do the learning before I do the Naseh. So it really doesn't make sense, this whole idea of Naseh ve-Nishma. So there are many different ideas to answer up this question. Probably the most famous idea is that at one point we want to become Naseh ve-Nishma Jews. Meaning, what does that mean? That while it's true we're always asking questions, but if all of a sudden somebody says something, Rabbi, I'm not going to do this halacha until you're able to explain it to me till it makes sense. Okay, so that's basically called the Nishma v'Naseh Jew. There are certain halachas we may never be able to understand. Parshas Chukas, Shatnez, there are certain ones we're never going to be able to understand. But nevertheless, we still have to be saying Nasev and Nishma. I'm still going to do it, and then I'm going to try as much as I can to understand it. That's probably the basic pshat. I'd like to offer up a different understanding also of Nasev and Nishma when it comes to our Kabbalah Torah and mitzvahs in general. And the idea that I heard once is as follows: that your Nishma is going to be dependent on your Naseh. One more time. Why does the Torah tell me Naseh first and then Nishma, even though it doesn't really make sense? Because first, your Naseh, how do you feel towards doing mitzvahs? Are you excited about your mitzvahs? Are you excited about Torah? And then all of a sudden, if you have this excitement of Naseh, then your Nishma is on fire. You know, sometimes I've taught some people who, unfortunately, when they hear about another mitzvah, they feel that it's like a yoke around their neck. Oh, Rabbi, another halacha. Oh, Rabbi, another halacha. Oh, another one, Rabbi. And then all of a sudden, they're not excited about their Yiddishkeit, and then they're learning Torah. It's also not going to be exciting. But when you have a person who all of a sudden is excited about their Torah, and excited about their Yiddishkeit, and excited about doing a mitzvah, and then all of a sudden you hear something like Borer on Shabbos. Oh my gosh, I can't do Borer, Rabbi. What does it entail? And you're writing and you're excited. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So then your Nishma, your learning Torah is going to be so excited because you just want to do the mitzvahs. And the Torah tells us that it's true. You need to learn before you do because you can't do without learning. But you should know your learning is going to be dependent, and your excitement in learning is going to be dependent on your Naseh. On a very side note in Chinuch, even though my children don't necessarily understand the learning, but first you want to get them with that excitement about being a Jew, the Naseh. We love being a Jew. We love being a Jew. And then hopefully the Torah learning will be very, very exciting. You know, it reminds me of a very, very famous saying in the Yiddish language, especially after the war, or especially even before the war as well, where people would come to America, and they said, and I remember hearing this as a kid, Schwer zum sein a Yid. It's hard to be a Jew. Oh, but what can we do? What can we do? That's what it is. Schwer zum sein a Yid. And Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal used to scream and yell, and he said that could be that line is a line that may have done the most damage to the Jewish people in America. Because if all of a sudden you're doing the motions, but you're telling your children, schwer zum sein a Yid, schwer, it's hard to do it, and therefore that's going to be your Naseh, it's hard, but then your Nishma starts to get very, very schwach as well. Your Nishma starts not getting exciting either. And the objective of Shavuot, dear alumni of Chappelle's and Midrash Rachel, is that we want to have an excitement about Kabbalah Torah. And the way we get an excitement about Kabbalah Torah is being excited about being a Jew. And therefore, we want to have this pride, and we want to have an excitement in our Torah and mitzvahs. And with this, I give us all a bracha that we should be working on our Naseh coming up towards Shavuot. And this way, when we hear the Torah and we get the Torah and Shavuot, then it's going to be the sweetest and most beautiful thing that we have. Thank you very much.